Good day everyone, Brayden here coming to you from the Magic Kingdom. Today we're going to be seeing what the crowds are like here during this busy spring season at Walt Disney World. I've never even been in Walt Disney World during the spring break season before, and even with the different capacity limits Disney has right now, where there's less crowds in the parks than on a normal spring break season, it's definitely still going to be an experience for me. And more importantly than that, we're also going to check out the latest going on with the Tron Coaster construction project, as well as what is happening with the Peoplemover as we speak. The first news we need to talk about here in the Magic Kingdom today is happening at the park entrance where you go to scan your tickets. For many years now, we've had the RFID touch point system for entering the parks, where you either have an RFID card or you have your Magic Band, and that's how you gain entry to the parks. You scan that. Starting today, there is a new method that you can use to scan your ticket, and that is using your phone. There's a new feature in the My Disney Experience app called the Magic Mobile Pass, and what that'll give you is a digital card that goes in the wallet app on your device that you can use to actually scan in using your phone directly to get into the Magic Kingdom or any of the parks here at Walt Disney World. Of course, now Disney is no longer giving you a Magic Band complimentary when you book a stay here at Walt Disney World, so it seems like Disney is moving more and more towards using the app. So let me know what you guys think about that. Also, the other news out here where you actually go to enter the park, right now Disney is doing a test with new facial recognition software, a new Face ID system to authenticate you as you enter the park. Since Walt Disney World reopened last July with these health measures in place, you have not had any form of authentication when entering the park because, of course, Disney doesn't want to do the Touch ID. This has led to a lot of rumors of people exploiting, handing off tickets, handing off their passes to multiple family members, things like this. And right now they are testing a touchless Face ID system that you can opt into, where it actually scans your face to make sure you are you and you are connected to your ticket, and that's how you can enter the park. So that's the deal with this new facial recognition system, as well as the new Magic Mobile Pass that you can use to get into the park with your phone. There's the monorail. So awesome. Let's head into the park and see what's going on. Getting in the old-fashioned way these days. As you can see outside the front of the park, Disney is still refurbishing the Main Street train station. The entire Walt Disney World Railroad is still down, and we expect it to probably be down a good while longer, as currently there is no track in the Tron area where the previous track was all ripped up. Disney's been laying new tracks all around the entire park. And over by Storybook Circus heading towards Tron, Disney is working on the Walt Disney World Railroad, getting ready to put that track in. So we'll take a look at that in a second. Here we are on Main Street, and I don't know about you guys, the crowds don't seem too bad. Disney has just closed this longtime store in Town Square. Now it has signs saying, for headwear and embroidery, please visit the box office gift shop at the Town Square Theater. So if you want to get that all done, that's where it's at. Another development here on Main Street, USA, Disney has just also closed the Main Street Confectionery, which it says is cooking up something new. So now you can get some treats over at the Main Street Cinema. Another piece of info for you guys, I have it on good authority that the big gift shop here in the Magic Kingdom at the front of the park, the Emporium, will be getting a big update soon as well. When exactly that's going to happen, we don't know. I've been hearing about it for years at this point, but they're going to sort of update the interior to give it that modern, clean style we're seeing come to all the gift shops across Walt Disney World property. I'm not sure if this is the right fit for Main Street USA. I really like how period specific it is on the outside and the interior, how consistent it is, how well it fits to the time period it's supposed to be representing. But these days it seems like Disney is very much committed to that retail theory, the sort of Apple Store model, where you don't really have the store itself be super flashy and very interesting. Instead, it's the products that you want people to look at, because that's how you increase sales. And some very exciting news, I'm walking down Main Street right now. If you look ahead of me, at Cinderella Castle. Last time I was here, all the turrets still had that purplish paint that we got last year. Now they have all been updated for the most part, except for the roof you have with the clock on it right above the archway there. It looks like all the rest of it has now been repainted with this new regular royal blue color. And maybe you can't notice much of a difference on video, but the contrast of the colors, the way it looks is so much nicer. It looks very, very royal, very professional. And you may notice now on the right side of Cinderella Castle, on that right turret next to the archway, the castle bunting for the 50th anniversary is up. Disney's putting up new pieces literally every night here, and the hooks for the one that goes on the other side, if you look closely, they're already up, so we should see that one going up quite soon here. Let me know what you guys think about Disney putting up 50th decor on the castle so early here. I'm really curious to see if they put up that 50th emblem before the 50th begins. Of course, the 50th officially starts on October 1st, 2021. That's the day that Walt Disney World turns 50 years old. And as far as the crowds here at the hub, heading into Easter weekend here, they do not look too bad. It does look like the capacity limits that Disney has on the park are definitely greatly limiting the crowds here in the Magic Kingdom. I noticed on the big roof that's up by the windows, Disney has painted that new royal blue color, and the striping that's always up there, I think they're keeping the iridescent reflective paint just on the squiggly parts on that to sort of give it an extra accent. Below Cinderella Castle here in the drained moat, you can see all of the boom arms, the cherry pickers that are being lifted up each night to actually add this castle bunting, and here you can see what it looks like up close. Something that didn't really come across on photos of this that I saw is just the sheer scale of this bunting. This is very tall. I'd say it's probably at least a good 15 feet tall, maybe even more than that. It's actually a pretty big piece. I think they're even employing a little bit of forced perspective here. Right now, Disney is doing work on the castle stage. You can see Disney's completely ripped out the previous Cinderella Castle stage, all the decor, and they've even taken out the floor. They're putting in a completely new one here, as you can see. You can see where the electrical stuff is, the conduit and everything. You guys know what time it is. Let's go. Entering Tomorrowland here, you can see crowd-wise, we are good. And you might notice something else moving in the background. Oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, I have some big news. You've probably already heard, because it's been all over the internet. People are very excited. The Peoplemover cars are moving, and it's not the same way that they were moving a few weeks ago where they kept smashing into each other and making all sorts of weird noises. Right now, there are cast members being trained at the attraction, and there are even cast members that have been riding the attraction, riding the cars, which is a good sign that we are nearing the point where the Peoplemover gets back to operation. The rumored date was that the Peoplemover is gonna go back online this weekend, like April 4th or something like that. The weird thing is today on Walt Disney World's website, they pushed the refurbishment into May. And we know that Disney's pushed the refurbishment many, many times. We keep thinking it's about to come back and it doesn't happen. So we're just gonna have to cross our fingers and hope this opens soon. If you look over here at the ramp, the speed ramp at the Peoplemover is moving again, and it's making a weird squeaking noise. As you probably know, it wasn't too long ago that Disney got rid of the moving exit at Space Mountain. Now it's just carpet. I think it cost a lot to maintain, you know, that moving walkway, which was so awesome. And I don't know what I would do with myself if this iconic Goodyear speed ramp went by the wayside. I think Disney just needs to oil it up probably. They're probably on top of it, don't worry. Up here you can see some cast members working with the new ride control system. You can hear that squeaky ramp, and also looking at the ramp here, you can see there are some social distancing markers. Man, that thing's making a lot of noise. So that's what's going on with the Peoplemover. Now, if you thought we were gonna get off scot-free, like I just got lucky today with the crowds here during the spring break season here in Walt Disney World, you'd be incorrect. The reason it doesn't look like there's many people in the park, if you look at Main Street, if you look at the hub, if you look at the pathways around Tomorrowland, it's because that's not where the guests are. You know where the guests are. They are all waiting in these huge, physically distanced lines all around the park for various attractions. You can see right now we have a big line for the Carousel Progress, and then of course looking at Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin, always a fun time. Space Mountain, I don't even need to tell you what that line looks like. Of course the lines are physically distant, so they look a lot longer than they actually are. Looking through the Peoplemover track to over where Tron is, the canopy suddenly looks very visually different. Maybe it isn't very obvious on camera what the difference is, but if you've been following these videos, these updates of the Tron Construction progress, you can probably tell what the difference is. And the difference is Disney has taken down many of the steel supports that were providing temporary support to the canopy while Disney was constructing it. Last week I was here in Walt Disney World, and you could see the canopy wasn't entirely done. From the contemporary here looking over, you can see they're doing work on that back side. That is now complete, as you can see here, which is very exciting. And now that the permanent steel canopy is in place, those temporary steel supports are coming down. Now, something interesting is the way that Disney put this canopy up, the way they made the permanent canopy into one piece, even though it was brought up in many different sections, is they had a bunch of welders and people sanding it that basically joined all the different sections into one unibody piece. And since they did that to the canopy, if you look at the canopy, there's a lot of spots where you can see where the pieces join together, which is currently just exposed metal. So what I expect for us to see is Disney do some repainting here on the canopy before they go forward with putting up the acrylic and the LEDs that will complete the exterior facade of the Tron Coaster. Here you can see the Thirst Ranger ship and this little quick service area over here. This has all been walled off. It does look like it's getting a refurbishment. Some lettering looks like it's been taken off. You can see there's some parts that really need some work here. Another big aesthetic update happening here in Tomorrowland that I've been waiting to see Disney do for a long time that you might have not even thought about. You may know around Tomorrowland there are some very creatively themed pathways where you have gears and all sorts of ray gun gothic, very Flash Gordon style theming on the ground on the pathway, and that does definitely clash with the new aesthetic direction that Tomorrowland is going with. If you look over here by the Tomorrowland Speedway, Disney is now putting in new pathway around Tomorrowland that eventually will connect all the way to the hub, which should help drive home that new aesthetic look for Tomorrowland that continues to be a work in progress. Over here next to the Barnstormer, you can see Tron behind me, the construction progress happening. If you look at the section of the canopy that's closer to Space Mountain, you can see a lot more of those steel supports have been removed. If you look closer to the ride building itself, there's still most of those temporary steel supports on that side that it looks like they are still doing some final work on, probably doing some welding and things of that nature. More interestingly from this angle right now, if you look below the Tron Construction, what do we have here? It looks like we have some railroad ties that are being stored across the newly resurfaced Walt Disney World Railroad pathway. So if you look towards the Fantasyland station here, you can see there's all sorts of gear out and construction equipment, and it looks like what they're doing right now is every night after the guests leave the park, they are doing work on this area, and soon the new Walt Disney World Railroad track that Disney has been laying all the way around the Magic Kingdom, taking advantage of this downtime due to Tron, should extend from the Storybook Circus station here all the way to the Tron Coaster where the construction site is. And then the question is going to be, does it continue into the construction site? Does Disney start building that tunnel thing that we saw in the most recent D23 concept art? I'm not sure we will see Disney build that yet, considering that Disney still has a lot of work to do on the concrete flyovers, the guest pathways that you'll have where you'll queue up for the Tron Coaster attraction. So I guess the question really is, when is Disney going to commit the capital expenditure to get the Tron Coaster far enough along here for the railroad track to go all the way underneath Tron? The scaffolding comes down at the Main Street station and we get the Walt Disney World Railroad back. When that'll be, is it going to be 2022? It might be at this point, but fingers crossed we get it a little bit sooner, because you really never know. Aside from everything going on at Tomorrowland and at the castle, the news in the rest of the park, it's just crowds and crowds. There's a lot of people here in Walt Disney World right now, and we're really seeing a pickup in guests from far away. Most of last year, it's been a lot of locals. That's starting to change now, especially now that we're in the spring break season. Here in Fantasyland, there's a mysterious box here over a grate in the Fantasyland corridor, and if you look over at Peter Pan, the sign isn't here right now. We have a different sign in front of Peter Pan, and then down the way here you can see we have a scrim up, and they're doing work on the side of the Peter Pan attraction. Last thing to note here in the Magic Kingdom today, looking at Splash Mountain here, it's still operating. You can still come and check it out. If you want to see Splash Mountain, if you want to ride it before it goes down for its big reimagining, definitely get over to Walt Disney World. The question of, should I go to Walt Disney World right now? If you want to experience stuff like this before it's gone, it's worth it. Go to Walt Disney World for sure. Otherwise, I would wait. If money is of any consequence to you, I wait to see the health restrictions be lifted in some manner before splurging on any vacation. You know, today, it's the beginning of April here, and it's already, you know, real feel of 100 degrees here in Walt Disney World with the masks. That just like, you know, it's just a little extra thing where, you know, if you're gonna go this summer, it is going to be very hot. But right now, there's a lot of stuff that's closed at Walt Disney World still. You know, you have the situation where you have to wait outside when you mobile order food, and it's very hot outside. A lot of these factors sort of combined, I think you'll get more of your money's worth if you wait a little while to see what Disney does, what Disney changes in regards to the operation of the park moving forward. What you risk is, as things return to normal, Disney's gonna start putting more money back into Walt Disney World. We're gonna see things like Splash Mountain go down and get the refurbishments. So that's the dual arguments there. If you wanna check out stuff like this, head over soon. If you want a vacation that's a very good value and everything's open, everything's normal, you don't wanna have to worry so much about the health restrictions, things like that. If that's you, I would say wait. If you want to check out stuff like this, head over here. That's what I have to say there. Be sure to subscribe to those notifications on so you don't miss any of our content on the way. I will be in Epcot tomorrow, so stay tuned for that video. Also, yesterday we posted a video about what's going on with Walt Disney Imagineering and this new regional experiences concept that Disney is toying with. Some pretty interesting stuff. We've been releasing a lot of great content lately, and I'll keep it coming your way. If you'd like to support these broadcasts and me getting sunburned out here, be sure to check out our Patreon, where you can donate directly, or if you'd rather get something physical for supporting the channel, you can also check out out our Teespring store, link in the description below, where we have some awesome shirts like this Infinity monorail design, which I'm always getting compliments about. And tomorrow in Epcot, I will be wearing a shirt from our store. You can probably guess which one it is. It's our new shirt design, and it might have something to do with Harmonia. So I'll talk to you very soon, live from outside of Splash Mountain here in the Magic Kingdom. This is Brayden. Have a magical day.